G'day there. There's nothing worse than bad law. There is nothing worse than bad law driven by tinkering and pottering in a series of niggly little amendments that make it complex and or nigh on impossible to police. That is why the Nats, as part of their red tape purge, are tossing out the landlord changes the government is trying to implement as we speak. Fines for not telling tenants stuff, fines for changing your address and not providing receipts. Niggly, scrappy, narky little bits of law that drive people insane. And that's before you get to the bigger stuff, like the 90-day tenancy changes, heating requirements, pet requirements. They have taken a market and basically wrecked it. Here are the simple facts around renting in this country. There aren't enough houses, there are too many people looking for those houses, the price is rising, and finding a place is a nightmare. The average rental in most urban centres now is at record levels in excess of $600 a week, and what you get for that is depressing, for goodness sake, and a large chunk of that is based on the very simple premise that the harder you make it to do something, the less likely someone is to do it, which is why Simon and his mates might be onto something. New Zealanders hate petty little rules, so tipping them up has some general appeal. And then, having messed up the rentals, the government are looking to poke their nose into bikes and footpaths. Should bikes be allowed on footpaths? Answer, no. But that's not stopping them. Should it be limited to 16-year-olds or less, they're asking? And immediately you can see where the trouble is, can't you? Who on earth's policing that, for goodness sake? Should e-scooters be allowed in bike lanes? Well, they think yes, but they'd need lights and reflectors. Who's policing that? Skateboards should be allowed in bike lanes. So you've got bikes, scooters, skateboards in bike lanes, under 16, maybe over 16, some with reflectors, some without, but you'd all have to give way to a bus. Are you serious? This, you perhaps will not be surprised to learn, is the work of that well-known transport genius and fee-bait inventor, Julie Ann Genter. The fact we've all allowed e-scooters to roam and rampage free for a year now without a regulation costing us, all millions of dollars in ACC claims as pissed geriatrics fall off and break bones shows you just how hopelessly disorganised we are around transport and its regulation. And when we go to address it, instead of keeping it clean and simple, clear and understandable, no, let's have 500,000 options and variables which will lead to carnage, cost and confusion. This lot basically are meddlers. There isn't an issue they can't strangle and complicate to death with 1,000 laws and exemptions and changes and theories. The footpath is for people. The road is for everything else. See? It's simple if you apply a bit of logic.